Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope you're having a lovely day. Thanks so much for joining me for another 5 easy step card tutorial. Today we're using the Pretty Pink Posh Stitched Seashells Die Set. We're going to make a seashell field cards using some bright cheery colors, and we're going to jump in and get started with step number 1, which is creating our focal point. I picked out some colored cardstock. I think these colors say summer, and we are going to go ahead and do some die cutting. With the sand dollar shell, I'm going to cut that out with my alabaster cardstock. These are from Spellbinders. This orangey corally color is called Coral, and I'm going to cut this seashell out here. Then I have some seaside cardstock that we're going to cut out this pretty shell with. And then lastly, we have chiffon that I'm going to cut out my starfish with. Once they're die cut out to create my focal point, we're just going to cluster them together. And I think this looks pretty good. That will be my focal point. But before I glue them all together, I want to make sure that they'll fit on my step number 2, which is my home panel. For my home panel, we're bringing in a die set from Pretty Pink Posh. And it is the Stitched Duo 3 die set. It creates a real pretty window frame, but I just like the archway and the stitch detail around it. So I'm going to die cut this out with a piece of vellum. We're going to go real soft. And I will do that and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm going to arrange my focal point on my home panel. And I am going to use some foam tape for this. So let's bring in a couple of foam squares. I'm going to be overlapping, so I'm only going to add one. We're going to arrange them inside of my window here. And as I'm looking at this, I think I want to add one more shell. Let's bring back our die set. And I think we're going to add, we need a smaller shell down here. Maybe this one? Yes, I'm going to die cut this one out with my alabaster cardstock. And I'll be right back. Now I think this is just going to fill in my window here down at the bottom. I love how the sand dollar kind of goes around the arch, and I think that just filled in this bottom corner because I'm not sure where I'm going to add step number 3, which is our sentiment. For that, I'm bringing in the summer sentiment strips. I'm going to stamp Happy Summer. I'm going to use my Memento ink, and then we'll just stamp this on some white cardstock. And then I'm going to use the sentiment strips die from Pretty Pink Posh, and we're gonna die cut out our greeting here. I did pop up my greeting with a foam strip, which fit perfectly behind here, and I'm gonna add this over my sand dollar, kind of overhanging, and that will be my sentiment. Now we're gonna move along to step number 4, which is creating our background. For my background, we're going to use the Pretty Pink Posh. This is the Doily Borders Die Set. And I'm going to cut out 3 borders with this one here. With this one here, with white cardstock. This is what they look like. So pretty. Now I'm going to take these, and then I cut out 4 strips of the same colored cardstock that we use for our seashells. These are 4 1/4 inches long by 3/4 inches tall. And I wanted the polka dots behind my doily border to be the same color as my seashells, and that was the perfect size. I am going to use my glue, and we're just going to add a little adhesive. Now I'm going to use my scissors and trim off anything that's overhanging. Okay, I'm going to take my alabaster. We're going to add some glue behind here. This is going to go on the very bottom of an A2 card base. Just tack this down here. I wanted a little bit of that alabaster, but not too much. Next we'll add the coral. I'm going to overlap it so I have about 1/4 inch showing on the very bottom. Next we're going to add our seaside, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, maybe about 1/8 of an inch between the two colors. And then lastly, we're going to add our chiffon, and that will be my background. We're going to take our home panel, and I'm going to pop it up with foam tape, and I'm going to place it right here in the center. Now we're going to move along to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. I'm bringing in some sparkling clear jewels from Pretty Pink Posh, and we're going to add a few jewels in our background to give our seashells some extra sparkle here. Wonderful. We'll put the rest of these back, and that will finish off my card today in 5 easy steps. The Stitched Seashells Die Set here is so much fun, and I love the size of them, and it's brand new. It's part of the Pretty Pink Posh June release. If you want to check that out, everything is listed below, down below in the description area. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.